Hey guys, Susanne here. Well, I'm back for the next part of this video, getting all my bits and pieces together. I've just sewn these both down and I've started doing some stitching. I don't really want to do too much because the fabric is so gorgeous. I just don't want to take away from it. So I've just done little bits and pieces here, done some French knots there, going in and around there. Really quite happy with how it's looking. At the moment I'm just sewing on some on the leaves. I've got the little bits and pieces here. I've got out my DMC threads because they're a little bit thinner and I thought I've got to use them, so got them out, and a little box full of bits and pieces here. So where am I? Where is it? Down here. Yeah, I was just busy doing some stitching, and yapping to Corinne, doing a bit of homework, and then I thought, well, better go and do some filming. So I'll just finish that off. So what I've done with these threads, with this colour, I've just stitched around, just doing a little, because it's been stuck on with that. I had one lady asking about the paper that's behind there, and it's actually the Heat and Bond Vlisafix paper. So I took it off, and then you stick it on. So it has been stuck on with Heat and Bond. So it's going to be staying there. So I just still wanted to stitch it down. So and I just did the canvas stitching and all that with just these threads that I've got here, and stitched that down. So I'm sort of now just coming back, doing a few little embellishments to make the piece look a little bit more. Do love the buttons. Now what else do I need to do? Like how this has turned out as well. What I was thinking of doing today, I might, where's my pin cushion? Over here. I may come back and I finished it off. Yes, okay, I finished it off. Got to come back. I'm thinking I need to stitch down and do the collar part. So there you go, that's what I've stitched down. That's being, that's the outside of this. So I'm doing there. I may come in with maybe this colour or something like it and just do a couple of, just highlight bits, and in the middle it's got a couple of little bits in there, maybe in the darker bit. Still going around here. I'm trying not to use too much of this. I want to use up some of my DMC, but it was a good colour, so that's why I've got that there now. So I'll just put that back as inspiration. I'll show you. No. This is where I'm at with the top part. Okay, now there's that little bit of thing I've got down there, and I've put that there. So what I might do, I'm going to undo this. I was wondering where that little pin was. I'm going to undo this and stitch that down, and I'll just sit and yap with you while I stitch that down. Okay, and then I'm going to come back, and I've got to pick a colour that I'm going to use you know, to stitch it actually down to the piece. And I'm thinking it might be that colour. I've actually got two lots of that. Where are we? Yeah, see, I've got quite a bit of it because it's a colour I use a lot, and I think that might be the nice colour, so I might be using that to stitch on top of there as well. So what I'm going to do here, get myself a little bit of this stitch. And have it so it's over enough that I can stitch it down, move some of these pins. Okay. And then I'm going to pin it down. It just makes it a little easier if I do pin it. And this is just utilizing those fabrics which I've got the end bits for. Okay, there we go. Adding a bit of colour to that. This is the piece that I think needed to be folded over just that little bit more. That done there. There we go. Okay. This. And I might use these pinned link. Where'd it go? Okay, put that there. That's gone up, but that's just the top of that. Okay. Nothing too exciting. I might just come on there with a running stitch because I'm going to cover that, and as long as it's down, that's the main thing. And then on the bottom here I'll use an actual proper stitch to stitch it down. At this point I'm just going to do a running stitch. So we're going to be using some of that pink. I've been using a lot of my threads. Love this. So you can use some of that. It's really pretty. And I just got that from my favourite antique shop in the little town of Smythesdale. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I have got that. I'll take that off. That goes on there. Stitch that way. I'll be using this on the, I've started on one pocket, I'll use it on the other. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just do a little bit of a straight stitch, slip stitch, use my glasses, I'll use this a bit smaller. Okay, I'm glad that we're doing this because I've had it sitting on the back of my door in my studio, and it's just sitting there, and I really did need to, you know, get it out and stitch it. And then when we did this, when the girls, the Roxy girls, come up with the something wearable, I thought, perfect. It makes me pull my finger out and actually do it. And because I really wanted to have this ready when I go to the retreat. I was actually thinking it'd be nice to wear when I do the workshop with the girls. That way they can, you know, I'm wearing a piece that they had the prompt for. At least this way I know it's got a folded over edge. It's not going to fray, which is good. And it is an unusual way of using some of the fabrics, but the strips is all I got left, and they go beautifully with the main fabric. And I'm glad I'm going to be using those beautiful French collars. So a bit like, reminds me of English paper piecing, when you just sort of grab a little bit. Yes, it's a different way to use your collars that have been sitting there for ages. I know we've all got them stashed away in, you know, hoarded away in our little stashes. Yeah, I bought these with a few others from I think, is it Stitch and Stable or Fable or whatever it is. It's a I think she's from France, and she had all these beautiful French bits and pieces, and this bundle of collars and cuffs and stuff were a pretty good price. But by the time you do the exchange rate, it does cost, but sometimes it's just worth it. And I've used a couple in my botanicals on the pansies. That was one of the cuffs I got from there, and not in the previous video you saw the other one. So I thought, oh yeah, chance to use those, it will be nice. It's good that we're doing something a little bit different. This is taking the place of the UFO Thursday, and I'm posting some of it on Saturday too, because it's Journal of Stitchery. So I will come back. UFO Thursday, you know, is still there, and I've got plenty that I need to finish. Plenty. I've got to add to my list too. I've got so many. I've still got my really nice, you know, that mannequin, the top that with the treasure hunt, both Corinne and I, when she's finishing off hers and she's changed it into another piece. I might use this, but I still, you know, mine's small enough. It's like a real small dressing table, you know, like that's going to go into my room, and so I know where it's going to go. So I do need to finish it. Jeez, it's really moving. Look at that. Stitching it on there like that, and it's going to make it go a little more. I think it's probably easier without that. It's not like I'm pushing very hard. Yeah, so how are we all going? Hopefully you've got something stitching while you're watching me do this. Yeah, I just love that antique fabric. It's gorgeous. Sometimes you have a piece and it's been sitting there for a while that you want to use it on something special. And this beautiful linen, it's made from linen, and it wasn't cheap. My husband goes, really? You want to spend that much money? And you could probably, like you say, you can make it yourself, but can you be bothered? No. I just want to do, just want something that I can do a project on, rather than having to make the actual apron. And it's one of those, pinafore ones that you just put over your clothes. It was worth spending. I mean, husbands have no idea what things are worth. I said, that's actually a good price for it. I've seen them more expensive. So yeah. So I'm getting closer to my retreat, finalising all the little bits and pieces, last minute menu things, and last little details. Rearranging some stuff in my studio. Got to make it look nice and pretty so that when Corinne comes, the room's nice and clean. She said, look, don't worry about it. Yeah, it's fine. I think my studio is going to probably be rearranged by the time she comes, because she's an early bird, and so she'll have plenty of time in here to doing it. I'll probably come in one morning and all my stuff's moved around. But I definitely want to work on my studio, because basically my house is a 2-bedroom home. Used to be a 3-bedroom, but now they, the kitchen area, they opened up that wall, and that was a 3rd bedroom inside the house. But it's now makes the kitchen dining area quite a bit bigger, and I really don't want to change it back to a 3rd bedroom. So I'm just at the moment waiting until my son's going to be old enough to move out. That would be nice. But and that way that can be, a spare bedroom. And I said, in the meantime, I have people like Corinne and my, friends, and some families, not often couples, it's, just people on their own coming to stay over. And I thought, I really just want to have the studio as a studio. You look at someone like Deborah from Doll's House Vintage and you're like drooling, because her studio is gorgeous, all these old pieces, and I'm like, I just want my studio to be a bit more practical, and maybe even have a table that I can do some, workshops at home, workshops, or just craft classes, and it would be really nice. But I've got this bed in here, and I'm like, so I've been looking on Marketplace today, having a look if there's any fold out sofa beds, because people aren't staying here for very long. When they do, I'll make sure that they're comfortable. I've got a small futon in the lounge room, that's my son's. But yeah, I thought, oh, maybe I just get a sofa bed that it can be a sofa, and for me somewhere to stitch and relax, and you know, throw a quilt over the back and just make it look really pretty. I've got this beautiful cupboard which a dear friend bought for me, because she's like, and I was looking at it, she goes, you want it? And I said, oh, it's gorgeous, I love it. And she said, here. And she was very naughty and actually bought it for me. Not complaining, mind you, but very naughty. From my favourite quilt shop in Smythesdale, and at least I've got the acknowledgement that it's not as expensive as other, you know, quilt shops, antique shops. So it was a really good price. So beautiful, beautiful cupboard. I thought I wouldn't mind having that in the centre of the room as a little place to cut fabric and, you know, have designs. It's sort of like a cupboard, as well as, you know, really nice wooden top, and very, very shabby, which is what I loved about it. Gorgeous, gorgeous cupboard. So it would be nice to have that in the middle of the room, because I'm always in the kitchen, which is okay, and part of you wants to be in the house because that's where your family is, and you can be a little bit isolated when you're in the studio, but it's still attached to the house. It's at the back. It's like a little bungalow, and it's at the back, and it's got a cover over the top, as in, you know, you don't, it's connected to the house via like a pergola or a, you know, roofing. Yeah, so it would be really nice, I think. And I've been looking at houses to buy, and whenever I, you know, like, everything's so expensive, so I'm like, I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet, get a sofa bed when people come over, and make the room. I need, rather than having carpet, because it's been destroyed by my son and his girlfriend when they stayed. We've got a carpet cleaner, and my husband's been, you know, scrubbing away at it. It's shocking. It's just shocking. Every time I look at it, I just get mad. I don't know what the heck it is, this massive big stain, but there's just stains everywhere. No regard for other people's property. Makes you really cross. Yeah, but so I've got these flooring, which I got quite cheap at a sale at Bunnings. It's new, but it was, I think, a, you know, out of stock, like, as in they're not making that colour or style. They still make that flooring, and I've got a whole heap just sitting there. It's been sitting in the things outside, still in the boxes. So to rip up the carpet and actually have flooring in there, like, you know, like wood, looks like wooden floorboards, but you know, ones that you sort of lock into place. They're quite good. So just stitching this down. It doesn't matter if I can see the little stitches, because it's going to be covered over by the lace. So yeah, I need to get some inspiration and all that. Like, I just, every time I go on Instagram and see Deborah's beautiful, beautiful studio, oh, so gorgeous. And I've got, you know, I've got quilts, and I've got beautiful, you know, furniture that I can, you know, store your stuff in a nicer way so that it's there and you can grab it. I've got things in tubs, which is great, but maybe just having stuff in open shelving, I do need to put my bits and pieces in tubs. But some of the larger pieces that I get, which I am keeping in storage for making packs and all that kind of stuff, I could probably put on display because they just look so beautiful. It's my plan in the future. I really would love to take a trip to America and have a look in some of these old places for beautiful old quilts. And big knot in there, it's not coming through. And I'd love to be able to do some workshops. Been talking it over with Corinne. I said, oh Corinne, wouldn't it be nice to go to America and do some workshops with the girls over there? I'd love to go to Waco and go to the silos because I love the show Fixer Upper. That would be nice. So if any of you subbies are listening and you know of any places that would be willing, you know, to have me come and teach and make it worth my while, it would be good. I'd like to go to, you know, like the more country side of America. That would be nice. I just think it looks really nice. All the shows I like seem to be in the countryside. Fixer Upper, and I like Ben and Erin in my hometown. Is it in Laurel? That sounds nice. Must admit I don't mind New England. That looks beautiful up the top end there near Boston. Oh, beautiful, but looks very pricey. So, but yeah, it would be nice. At least when you go over there, they speak the same lingo. When you go to somewhere like France or whatever, which is beautiful to get nice fabrics, but if you're going to do teaching, it'd be nice to go somewhere that they speak the same language. Do it now while I'm still youngish enough. Okay, I think this is, there we go. Stay. Okay. Okay. Yes, well, you've got to make these plans and have dreams, don't you? You don't sit there and do nothing. I mean, like I said, and I think it might have been the previous video, I'm already planning my next panel, and it is looking really cute. It's very, very nice. So, but that won't be coming out until next year, and I thought, well, if I do a few panels, might be able to take some of the panels up with me and do, you know, a bit of a workshop and go around and do some of these panels. That might be nice. Different feel to the last one. The houses one, I think, will be popular, because if you're anything like me, I'm a bit of a sucker for houses, and there's just so much you can do with it. It's really cool. I would like to, I'm going to be filming the process of making. I've finished mine for the retreat, and I want to do filming on like putting another one together, but it's going to be bit like little projects within itself. Corinne's filmed hers and Terry's filming hers, and they're more the one, you know, using it as the one piece. And so I thought, well, rather than me having it as one piece, I'm going to use it as different panels and do different things with it. So because I've already sewn one as one piece, and I love that, but I've got all these ideas floating around in this brain of mine. Now a little more. Yep, Okay, well, what I could probably do, because I'm just sitting here yabbering and you're just watching me do straight stitching, I might do it a little more. I might just finish that off, pause it, finish it off, and come back when I do my put the lace on. I'll be back. Okay, I am back again, and I'm here with these pieces, also here with this piece. Okay. So I've taken off these pieces. They're still going to go above the pockets up here, but just placing them somewhere else in the meantime. So that's now been stitched down. So what I was thinking, see, that's going to go up there like that, and these are going to be placed like that. Which is about right. Okay, now we can stitch these, or at least pin these down, so that's going to cover that. I'll iron them. At least that is down now. I'm not going to go over there like that. Have it curving up. Okay. That can be sticking out a little bit. Yep. So that's got to be sticking there. So pretty. I'm glad I'm using this. That's probably going to be tucked around, but I'll do that when the time comes of me to stitch. So I might come in a little closer because I think that's going to be a bit tough. Oh, it's so pretty. Now, this is going to sit like that, and then rather than it being curved, just going to have that straight. That's going to sit straight on the top there, and it's going to go over these pieces. Have a look. Oh, that's pretty. I like it. So what I'm going to do I put that on now, and I might even stick that there. I think I do have another one of those, yes, buttons. Okay, hang a minute, which is in the pockets. So if I can do that, I think that'll work. So it's sort of bringing it all in. But what I need to do is stitch this down. Okay, so I'm going to have to come in with my pins. That will be stuck down because it's got Vlisafix on it. But I do need to come in maybe with some bulkier pins with bulkier pin heads. Or maybe not. Maybe the small ones might work. Don't know. And I've got to stitch that down and attach it. So maybe I probably should take that off, reattach it to there. It'll get on there eventually. So I do need to stitch these down. Might have to go around these thicker parts. Well, it's being held down somehow. So it'll take a little bit. It's sort of just sitting there. I wonder if it can come in. Maybe. I'm going to stitch it down, and then I'm probably going to do a bit of like a pretty stitch in this colour along that white. And then that's going to be stuck there, and then I'm going to have that there. Oh, that's pretty. I think that'll work. Okay, well, as you can see, I've got my work cut out for me to stitch down that. Oh, it's gonna look pretty. And then I've got my little pockets here. Have that going up. Pocket, pocket. Isn't that pretty? Oh, that's gorgeous. It's going to look beautiful. And I'm glad I'm getting to use my beautiful French style. And see, it's got these there and there. That's going to work really well. I could probably change the pockets over. I think it was that way and that way. Yeah, so I'll do a little bit more in the background. I see, I didn't really want to take away from that gorgeous. So that's the difference. So that'll, you know, I don't want to take away from it. It's just so beautiful, such beautiful fabrics. But at the same token, I want it to, you know, be held down, because it will go through a wash. So I'll probably put there and there are going to have some French knots. I might even have some in the middle and trace around these. So French knots in 3 places on this one, and then just do, you know, just little pieces. So just a little bit here and there. Okay guys, well, I will catch you in the next video, which I'm not sure what it's going to be at this point. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it is looking, and I probably will take a photo of me wearing it and put it on the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery Facebook page. So okay guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.